Okay. Now, uh, hello Smita, hello Iti, and first
Hi.
of all, congratulations for your promotion. So
Thank you so
great
much.
news.
Thank you.
It's just basically why we are here, as the things has been reported to me that you guys have to recruit somebody in the team leader in your team. So you will have to develop your interview skill, how to conduct an interview. Basically, why it is important, so that you can get a right person at your team. That is very much important. So right now, what our learning and development session goes is into interview skills, preparation, how you will be doing, what minute things that you have to take care of. So first of all, before starting our session, we can just have some introductions. So you guys were easy to come into the interview. Basically, it's a virtual, so it was fine. Links were
Yeah,
good.
It was
very
very
good.
Okay, so now since I will share you my screen, just a minute. Yeah, is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now, so first of all, you guys are having everything with you, like drinks and something which is required.
Pardon?
Anything drinks like water, coffee. Is it?
Yeah, we are done with all those things. It's
So
We
just
just have.
something like that. If we want, you guys must have something. Notifications is required that it must be switched off. That is the so that we can conduct this session without any hindrance.
yeah, it's done, dear.
Okay. Now, just I think you guys know each other. She is Iti from SDFC Life, just promoted to operations team leader, and Smita is into HR recruitment, and she has promoted again to a manager level where she will be taking care of the team.
Hi, Smita.
So,
Hello, Iti. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
so
Great, dear.
you have notepad pen ready with you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Training
there.
materials are there, which I have sent over mail.
Yeah, it's all there.
Okay. Any question in between of the session, if you want to ask, kindly let me know, because no question is a silly question, and everything needs to be answered in the flow.
Fine.
Okay. So right now, let's start with a small introduction. I am Niti Mishra into SDFC Life, where I'm here for last 4 years, taking care of learning and development in basically into HR part. Since HR and operations, I take care of wherever the training needs is required. And my hobby is chatting, building social connects. These things, I think in my profession, it is required more as well. So now, one by one, you can introduce. Smita, over to you.
Yeah, hello. This side Smita, and I'm working in HDFC Life as an HR in HR team. And my hobby and my interest, I love drawing, painting, some craft works. Beside the social connects.
Okay, thank you very much. Iti?
Hi, this is Iti. I'm working in SDFC Life in operations, and my hobbies are painting, traveling, and cooking. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. And just for cooling off the session, I just want to ask if you get a chance to visit your dream place, who three you are going to prefer and take with you, and what would be the location and why? So, Iti, you can start.
I want to go to Switzerland and Paris with my husband and my mom.
That's great. Obviously, Switzerland, a beautiful place. Smita?
No, okay. My favorite place as such, nothing specific is there. It's only the hangout with friends I love to do. So it can be friends anywhere.
Okay. For me, it is Scotland. I just want to be in the snow. And I already have 3 people with me, my 2 daughters and my husband. So definitely I'll go with them.
Correct.
So thanks. I think it's now easy, and we can start with our learning sessions right now. So when we come up to the learning objectives, it is always needed that we know what we are doing. We know our job descriptions, we know our profiles, but how our team must perform, that is the main function which we are targeting at. So our objective by end of the session will be to understand the importance of an effective interview, how we are conducting an effective interview, and how that is going to affect our coming team. And the objectives that we will have to focus is at least 3 effective interview skills we must develop while doing this learning session. Hopefully you guys will get that. And to explain why it is important, you need to explain why it is important to get that, because what you will be learning from here, that only you are going to get back from your team members. And the one most important thing is, if you are conducting any interview, how you end up, because that is going to show your reputation plus your company's reputation. So these are the objectives, these are the learning objectives that we are going to focus on. Most of the things maybe you guys would be knowing, but some of the things that you need to develop, and you can develop by knowing the facts and figures, what we are going to see right now. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Any questions?
Clear. Not right now.
Okay, thank you. So before going to the learning session, I would just like to show you 2 videos where I just want to know, first you see the video and you will have to mark out what could be wrong and what could be, then I will show the how it has been corrected. The next video will be there, how can it be reconnected. Just a minute, I will share you another screen. This is
Good grammar and spelling are
Are you able to see my screen? First, I will have to stop this one.
I cannot see the video.
Yes, just a minute.
Even me not.
I will have to stop that one. Just a minute. Okay.
Hi there. Hi.
Now you guys are able to see the video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Just have a look.
Can you explain to me what attracted you to this post?
Well, I've been in the same role now for 3 years, and in that role, I've acquired a lot of skills, and I'd like to put those skills to good use now.
Right, okay.
So you consider yourself to have good communication skills then, do you?
Yes, both written and verbal communication skills are excellent.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Okay.
And could you give me an example of when you've worked as part of a team to achieve a particular goal? Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, sorry, my mind's gone blank, and I'm just struggling to think of an example. Could I have a minute or so to think?
We're a bit pushed for time, so let's come back to that one at the end.
Are you,
Oh, is that me or is that you?
it doesn't really matter.
What, you want me to do it?
Yeah, you go for it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Have you ever had to deal with a difficult customer or customer complaint?
Yes, in my current role, a customer had complained about the amount of time it had taken to get served. I did apologise to the customer for the length of time, and
That's great. That's great from you. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask how much absence you've had in the last 12 months?
3 or 4 days, I can't remember specifically.
Okay, so on that basis then, have you got any personal health issues which might cause us a problem at work?
No, not that I can think of.
Finally, I can see from your application that you've got some experience in supervising staff. Can you tell me a bit more about that, please?
Yes, that's right. Whilst the supervisor was on maternity leave, I acted up for 6 months.
Okay.
Managing staff isn't particularly part of this role, and it's great about that sort of experience, and it's definitely something that we'll bear in mind when we make our decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for everything. So thanks for coming in, and you'll hear from us soon.
Sorry, I've got a question if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now there is another video where some corrections has been done. After that, I just want to know from you guys what is the difference between both the videos. Okay.
Sure.
My colleagues will introduce themselves. Hi, I'm Ian Williamson, Head of Health and Safety.
Hi, Chloe, Jenna Burton, HR advisor. Hi.
Please take a seat, Chloe. I've already poured you some water, but if you need any more as we go through, please just let me know and I can get you some more.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Chloe, the purpose of the interview today is so we can find out a little bit more about you in order to decide who to appoint. We have prepared some questions and all the panel members will be asking questions as we go through. There's no trick questions in this, they're all about you, so you should be able to answer them. And clearly we will be assessing against elements on the personal specification, and at the end of the interview, I will give you an opportunity to ask us questions.
That's great, very clear, thank you.
No problem. So, okay, the first question is from me. So can you explain to me what first attracted you to this post?
Well, I've been in the same role now for about 3 years. And whilst I've been there, I feel I've acquired a lot of skills.
Yeah.
And I'd like to put these to good use.
Okay. You mentioned the skills that you'd acquired in your previous role. Could you explain to me what skills that you think you'd be able to transfer into this role?
Yes, I've got good organisational skills. I've also assisted in organising stock orders.
Okay.
And I've also helped out when organising the casual staff rotas.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Good communication skills are an integral part of this role, as is completing paperwork and various bits of customer interaction. Can you demonstrate your written and verbal communication skills?
Yes, I have a C in GCSE English, and also as part of my NVQ, I've had to complete written assignments. In my current role, I have interaction with customers on a daily basis, so I understand the need for good communication, and also for treating people the way that I would like to be treated myself.
Yeah, lovely, thank you.
Great. Okay. And could you give me an example of when you've worked as part of a team to achieve a particular goal?
Just see the end part of this interview.
So that she could look at the staffing levels at peak times.
Okay, thank you.
That sounds great. Thank you. I think that's the end of our questions now. But as promised, do you have any questions for us?
Yes, would I be required to work at weekends?
Well, yes, as outlined in the personal specification and the advert, the role requires 5 days in any 7 per work. So obviously that does include some weekends. What we want to do is actually agree those days with the successful.
Okay. Now here we go. These were the 2 interviews that is being conducted. So Kitty, first you say, what are the things that you are able
In
to?
the first video, I could see the interviewer, they were not paying attention at all. They were, the body language were also not very like, it was, they were tired or they were busy in write-ups in their paperwork, and they were not listening to the interviewee also. They were not paying attention.
Very good, very good. You have viewed it and you are able to take out what the wrong was going on there. That's very good. Thank you, Iti. Smita?
Yeah, Niti, what I felt like the very first thing was they directly started questioning the candidate. Before any common like intro type welcoming the candidates, they directly started questioning. Then not proper body gesture, definitely someone was looking back, not eye contact, there was no eye contact with the candidates, the candidate comfortable. Then the whole table was messed up, like they were interviewing previous interviews, the application must be, they were going through that. And they were also skipping in betweens. Like if a candidate was answering the question, they were stopping in between and then continued with another question and all that. So these were few points that I found in the first video.
Yeah, true. Now, after since this was something which was completely messed up, and thank you, Smita, you have just pointed out some good points. Inappropriate question technique, when you don't put a technique into your process, it is definitely not going to be run quick. Neither the candidate will be satisfied and wish to coming to join you. And directly starting doesn't make any sense. There was no structure, negative body language, definitely no one was focusing, totally table was mess up. So things needs to be arranged. And how they corrected it?
Okay.
Iti, tell me.
In the second video, I saw at least they were they were making eye contact, they were smiling at the candidate, they were making her feel comfortable. I felt that.
Very good. Thank you. Smita?
Okay, the same thing. It was reversed in the second video. They welcomed the candidate, had a proper gesture of welcoming. Then they made the candidate comfortable. And after that, they started questioning properly one-to-one rather than coming up anyone in the between. Have a proper structured question. Then they made the candidate speak also. And finally, a proper closing note they gave for the interview and all.
See, this is what is the primary things that needs to be focused very much, because we are welcoming somebody into our team, and the first impression says is the last impression, and that is how the candidates get attracted. Now, to conduct an effective interview, we must run to our session, which is a requirement of this session, basically, which is basically required. So how to conduct an effective interview? The most important thing is make your candidate comfortable. The way I asked you icebreaker is just because to make comfortable to you for the session. The same thing you can do with the candidate. Whatever they are having there in the mind of just I have to answer the questions, keep on answering the question. No, you can just make it as a one-to-one conversation, just building a rapport by asking few icebreaker questions, asking about their personal details in a short. They can tell about their skills. And the one thing that I would like to suggest you here, always try to ask a question in a proper technique. What we basically in HR department or learning and development department, we follow is a STAR technique. Well, how it goes basically? It goes basically, you can put some situation, you can ask, have you ever been into a situation where you were leading the whole scenario? Like first, the situation, whatever situation were you into? What action you have taken? What was the task that you have to perform? What action you have taken over it? And what was the result? I'm not saying always the result is going to be positive, but needs to be managed. You can't be a failure, because if you're a failure, it shows that you are a non-performer. So basically you have to put in such a situation to them, or you can ask directly to the candidate, tell me about the situation where you was solely handling the situation, performing the task, take action by your own, or maybe some help of your manager, but you have advised, and what was the result. This will show that what is the candidate's conversation, how he can come out from the difficult situation that has been arrived. So this technique will help you to get more out of the candidate, right? Effective listening. Let the candidate speak more rather than you. Just because With that, the candidate will slowly get comfortable, and he or she will be able to say the exact that they have worked for either 2 years, 1 year. And even if they are you are hiring a freshers, you can get how energetic the candidate is to get into the job, right? So active skill, definitely there are some videos. I am going to share you this learning materials as well, so after this session. So learning effective listening, non-verbal communication is something that you have to judge very nicely. Effective listening, how it comes, like something you are going for, whatever they are saying, don't rush in between, let the candidate to complete. And you can sometimes you can ask question, if whatever they're answering, you can drill the candidate as well, one-upon-one question if you want to know more about it. And that is what and never close the interview without thanking, because they have taken out the time for your company, for your team to join. So never let them never stop thanking them. And even you need to take some of the like feedback. If it when it comes to feedback, please don't take too much of time, even the candidate is not successful. Because you know what, it will give you, it will again comes to your reputation at least. And if they want more justification on the feedback, you can just put some of the things that they can improve. It will think that they want you to join, but something is missing, so they can develop into that. Okay, this is something very good that you can do to a candidate. Okay. Now, whenever you are conducting an interview, okay, any question that you want to ask from here?
Not as if now.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anything is required, please let me know. Just a minute. Okay, what is it? Just fine. So whenever you are asking a question, just think of a WASP. What it stands for as welcome, acquire, supply, and part. It's all about that we have learned earlier. So, but so here what will happen? First, that you will welcome the candidate. You need to greet them. You need to explain them the interview process. The one in the corrected video, you would have seen that interview technique. What they did, they welcomed, they told how is the process going on, how they will, how the candidate will get the feedback. These things are very much important, because this needs to be explained prior the interview gets started. The candidate will be also know what they have to do. Ask as many as questions, that is open questions, from where you can even drill out, like if they are answering, you can keep on questioning if something more you want to know about. Give the opportunity to the candidate to speak. That is again important part. And don't forget to give the key information of your job requirement, which you really need the most. Next, whenever you part with a candidate, always tell them you will get the feedback maybe in a week, or by the end of the week, whatever. If it is Monday, by the end of the week. If it is Friday, you can say in the next week. But please don't forget to give the feedback. Now,
what does drill down means?
Drill, like there's an open question, right? If you have asked, suppose you have asked the question, how you have solved this particular task, he will answer you, he or she will be answer you, and whatever he answers, you can again ask a question over it. One by one, you will ask a question, that is called a drilling. Over one question, you can ask a multiple question, that is called a drilling. And that is the thing where you can know more about the candidate. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, you don't have to forget even the legal requirements of the company. Basically, we goes with some of the Equality and Diversity Act. We go with some of the discriminatory rules, which we must always follow while taking the interview. It is completely unavoidable that we don't follow that rules. Otherwise, we can fall into a trouble. Okay. So interrogating question. Don't do a question like you are interrogating the candidates. That doesn't sound good, as if it sounds like a teacher is interrogating a student. No, it must not go there. You must always make the candidate comfortable, that they must feel that we are just doing a conversation rather than an interrogation. Okay. Discriminatory questions like what comes into Equality Act. There are 9 protective characteristics like race and ethnicity, disability, pregnancy and maturity, sex, gender, age. These things are not to be in any of the manner, need not to be asked. This is something against the legal practice, and this needs to be clearly. So whenever you take an interview, just keep a copy of these things, so that you can't you can escape yourself from asking this type of questions, right? Always don't do so much put emphasis on the salary and working hours. Anybody know, whenever there's a requirement or there's an urgency, any candidate or employees needs to work, so they will be prepared for that. Don't say that every week or in a month or twice you will have to work for weekend. No, it doesn't require, because it comes once in a blue moon. It's not every time, right? And job details, you can always say them a band, not a fixed salary. That is the workout, because every position is having their band. Whatever they will fit into, you can go into that. While interview, it doesn't require to be discussed. And that is what I said you already. Don't take too long to go for the feedback. This needs to be again avoided. Any questions?
No.
Smita?
Yeah, it's clear as of now.
Okay. So whatever we have discussed till this time, I would just like to go for a very, very, very small interview from my side, basically quiz.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just a fun, and we can have a look at what you guys have got. Have we met our objective or not? That is basically for that. Okay. So
Okay.
now, suppose you walk out of the interview room to meet the candidate, and you just see that they are a bit nervous. Okay. How you will respond? Suppose there's a time 10 minutes, 15 minutes to start the interview. So how you will react to them? What will be your response, Iti?
I will try to talk to the candidate and make them feel comfortable. Maybe I'll shake hands with them.
Okay, that's good.
That's it. I'll ask them, maybe I'll ask them for a tea or coffee also. It
No,
depends.
yeah, that is again good. You can always say that, yes, I am one of the panel member, and nice to meet you guys. You can shake hand, you can smile, definitely. Smita, from your side?
The same thing. Yeah, actually, if you come out to meet, like to make the candidate comfortable, the biggest thing can be smile on your face. If you give a good smile to a candidate, he or she will be comfortable. Then we can just generally talk about like, was it comfortable coming down here? Just take a rest. Within 10 to 15 minutes, we'll start the interview. Relax yourself, have water, tea, coffee, whatsoever, to make the candidate easy.
Yes, that's really very good. Okay, now give me an example, Smita. First, you can go for this. Some example that you have gone up and down beyond the customer, something that you had to handle, and you have used some of the best technique like that.
Techniques regarding like
Any technique that you have used. Suppose any of the customer has come to you, and okay. Something you have gone above and beyond, like any of the customer that has come and
okay.
they are not at all comfortable, so you have dealt the situation.
Okay. In that case, just sitting and having a general talk with a candidate, It's a very normal thing. If a candidate is not comfortable, finding the candidate is very nervous, just taking a time out and speaking to the candidate and making him comfortable.
Okay. See, basically here definitely you can think of a WASP and welcome,
Correct.
and you can
Correct.
just part by in a good note. Okay.
Yeah, we can use that.
Yes. Is what year did you graduate an acceptable question to ask? And you-
Maybe not.
And you
No,
say?
it's not.
I think directly asking age will not be good. Better we can ask in which year did you pass out? It's a
No.
better question.
No, this is the only question. Is what year did
No.
you graduate? It indicates that you are asking about an age. Okay.
Age.
Correct.
Okay, so
It's
then it
not
will be a
correct.
bad idea then.
Yes, it's a
We
bad.
should not ask.
Okay.
should
And
avoid it.
what does STAR stands for? Anyone who remember?
Yeah, definitely. It's situation, task, action, and result.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think you guys have got a little bit idea of how to conduct a good interview, effective interview.
Correct, Niti. Yeah. Lots of things.
Yeah.
We have met our objectives.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
interesting.
Oh. Anyways, these things will definitely help you and to conduct an interview. And thanks a lot for coming to this interview, this session. And I hope any queries, anything, if you will, if you require, you can call me, you can get in touch with me.
Sure, sure. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for this training and learning development sessions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Niti.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Sleep to you all. Bye, Aiti.
Bye. Bye, Smita. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.